No rush. No rush.
Hi, Doug.
Hi, Frank. And now being 3 o'clock, we can call the April 21st meeting of the Laconia Police Commission to order. Would you please rise for the salute to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the
United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Let the minutes show that the recording secretary is Executive Assistant Laurie Marsh. And a roll call for the commissioners, Commissioner Mello,
Here.
Commissioner Davis,
Here.
and Commissioner Whittam is present, so we have a quorum. And we will proceed with our agenda. Personnel matters, Chief Canfield, hirings.
Yes, so I have, would like to introduce Eric Cody. He is the latest hire, which will bring us up to one vacancy short of full staff. Eric grew up in Norfolk, Mass. He went to Sal V. Regina University, is that how you say that? Where he obtained a bachelor's in administration justice and a minor in business administration. He worked at Meditech as an implementation specialist, teaching hospitals how to use their software prior to coming to Laconia. In his spare time, he enjoys the hiking in the outdoors, fishing, and skiing. And he has been scheduled to attend the Spring Police Academy starting on May 3rd. So I'd like to introduce him to you and present him to be sworn in by the city clerk.
Just going to raise your right hand. The police commissioners having appointed you a full-time police officer, you're hereby notified to appear before me and take the oath of office as prescribed. Do you, Eric M. Cody, solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully and impartially discharge and perform all of the duties incumbent upon you as a full-time police officer for the city of Laconia, New Hampshire, according to the best of your abilities, agreeable to the rules and regulations of the Laconia Police Department, the Constitution of the United States, the laws of the state of New Hampshire, and the ordinances of the city of Laconia, so help you God. Congratulations. I'm just gonna have you sign right there. I don't know why I read the top line, that was weird. Just changing it up a bit. Yeah, you know.
And Eric, if you want to be introduced to the commissioners.
Yeah, we did, so, hi again.
Nice to meet you again. Great to meet you again, sir.
Congratulations and
Thank you,
welcome
sir.
aboard.
Thank you very much, sir. Chief?
Right?
Congratulations and welcome. And you certainly feel free to go back and finish training for the day.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah.
you very
You're more
much.
than welcome to stay for the
I go
duration
back
of
for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Eric.
That was a test to see how intelligent you were.
All right, do I stay?
Accommodations and awards.
Nothing for accommodations. Police Week is scheduled for May 9th to the 15th this year. In keeping with the National Law Enforcement Memorial Foundation, which runs National Police Week. This would be a virtual thing due to COVID. However, they're going to do in-person events in Washington, D.C., which is scheduled for the week of October 13th to the 17th. So we'll be recognizing employees in May for National Police Week and doing something special for our employees, but then the week of October 13th to the 17th, we're going to try to hold our award ceremony that we used to do. So we typically do that during Police Week, so hopefully in October we'll be back to normal, be able to hold that there, so.
Keep your fingers crossed.
I know.
What was the 18th again?
May 9th to the 15th. And then the one in October, which was when we'll do the award ceremony, is October 13th to the 17th. And I'll get you the actual date of the award ceremony when we get that scheduled.
Okay, moving on, resignations and retirement,
Nothing?
promotions or classification changes.
Nothing?
Command staff reports, the support division, Chief Canfield.
So Captain Grayton has been working on the bid process for the command post vehicle that was funded 100% by a Homeland Security grant. So that bid process has been completed. The bid award has been given to a company out of Arizona. So the vehicle is in the process of this chassis being ordered, and then it's custom built. So we're working on the specifications for that and hopefully take delivery. I think it was about 265 days from now, so not quite a year, but a ways out. So the command post vehicle, we're certainly very fortunate to get this, with federal grant money. Certainly give us an opportunity to, this was identified as one of the goals in our last active shooter drill, is that we didn't have the communications capacity or the ability to run a command post. So this will give us that equipment to do so. So certainly very happy with that. He's been wrapping up the multi-year radio system. So he's been working on some of the things with that, and then trying to get the final FCC approval for the second radio frequency. And Lieutenant Hubbard is wrapping up training for the spring, so we'll be wrapping that up with spring firearms training next month. That is it for support.
So command vehicle, you're actually doing a physical blueprint of the layout itself and all of the equipment that's gonna be on board.
Yes. Yep, so they custom build the vehicle. So it'll have like a room inside for a command room, and then it'll have a spot for a dispatch station, computer work area, radio system, and stuff like that. So they build it to what we want for specifications, so.
How big is it? Is it a regular sized van?
It's an 18-foot box, so it's about this, a little bit bigger than like an ambulance,
Yeah,
but not enough that would require a CDL driver's license,
yeah,
so.
it's under the weight, yeah,
Basically like a Ford F-550 chassis,
yeah.
and the chassis will be four-wheel drive, so.
They run on diesel, or is it?
It says gas.
Yes, yeah.
Yep,
But it has its own generator.
correct. Yep.
Okay, moving on to operations divisions, Chief Canfield.
So they've been busy implementing the schedule software that we purchased last year, getting that up to speed, which should be implemented shortly. They've also been planning for Motorcycle Week operations, which seems to change by the day, but they've been working on a number of different contingencies to make that happen. We are not doing the annual Motorcycle Week breakfast that we normally do, so we're gonna do a meeting via Zoom instead. And they have the summer schedule out, and that is it for operations.
Any questions? All right, hirings we've disposed of. Commission action, you've all received a copy of the previous minutes. Are there any additions, comments, changes?
We accept the minutes as written.
This is, a motion has been made to accept the minutes. Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and a motion made by Commissioner Mello, was seconded by Commissioner Davis. It passes unanimously. The meeting minutes of March 17th were accepted as distributed. Out-of-state schools. You all received a copy of the American Association of Police Polygraphists, Cleveland, Ohio, for Lieutenant Butler. And this is required every 2 years?
Correct.
Every 2 years.
Yep.
So he's up for really a certification, recertification.
Yeah, they're required to attend training every 2 years in order to keep current as a licensed or a registered polygraph operator. So it's been 2 years, so he needs to attend this in order to keep his certification.
Boy, they have staff from all over the country that are teaching this.
They do,
I mean, South Carolina, Utah, Georgia,
yeah,
California,
Yeah.
pretty intensive.
yep.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to accept the training request.
So move.
I will second that.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. On the motion made by Commissioner Mello, was seconded by Commissioner Davis, that passes unanimously, and the above-listed school is approved. Mr. Mello, you want to sign that as clerk? Oh, I'll give you the original. There you go.
Today's date.
21st.
Today's date.
21st. Thank you, sir. Okay, moving on to a review of the monthly activity reports. Department monthly highlights. Chief Canfield.
So for the month of March, we responded to a total of 2,474 calls for service, which was up a bit from the corresponding month last year, which is 1,677. So it was up about 25% for calls for service. We investigated 289 criminal offenses, cleared 190 cases by arrest, making a total of 109 physical custody arrests. Took 25 people into custody for intoxication, responded to 21 domestic disturbance calls, 86 other disturbance calls, 12 suicidal subjects, and investigated 11 violation of restraining orders. And LPD volunteers volunteered 15 hours for the month.
Is there, can you explain the reason for the increase over, last year and this year in calls for service? I mean, it's just
Yeah.
phenomenal.
Much higher, albeit it's a snippet in time, so it's a 1 month period, but it's something I'm certainly watching. But I assume it's people getting out, after being a little cooped up with COVID and everything. But yeah, it's been busy. So
It's quite an increase in accidents with injury.
yes,
What's
I will
what's the
talk about
majority,
that.
majority of the injuries? I mean, what was the majority of the cause of the accidents?
I can. So for motor vehicle accidents, we responded to a total of 43 total crashes, 10 of which had injury, which was up slightly. I mean, February there was 8 of those accidents had injury. Number 1, intention is driver distraction, which is, pretty typical, followed by unsafe back and then failure to yield the right of way. Number 1 spot for motor vehicle accidents was Union Avenue, which accounted for 17 accidents, followed by Parade Road and Veterans Square with 2 accidents. So yeah, I mean, they do typically vary as far as the accidents with injury, but it is up slightly.
Okay, moving on, criminal investigative unit statistics, Chief Canfield.
So for the month of March, they were assigned 20 initial cases, conducted 15 follow-ups on other cases, made 3 felony arrests, initiated 1 felony charge, made 2 misdemeanor arrests, initiated 2 misdemeanor charges, initiated 18 search warrants, arrest warrants, or juvenile petitions. They cleared 1 case by unfounded, conducted 15 sex offender registrations, 3 computer-related crimes, 1 background investigation, conducted 15 drug intel sheets, 2 polygraph exams, and then they did 67 body-worn camera redactions. So they've been busy. In addition to that, with the good weather, I know they were out last night for a while, targeting hotspots for drug dealing throughout the city. So they've been hitting that area, or several different areas, very hard, and doing a lot of extra work as far as that goes. So just some targeted enforcement by the drug unit, so.
Questions? All right, moving on to budget printouts. Steve Canfield.
We're right on track, actually. We're trending a little bit below, so our budget is certainly within our means. We're 71.15% through the year, so we're trending pretty nicely, well within the means of our budget.
Anything more to do with the city in terms of presentations or any of that stuff, or is that pretty much?
I did inquire as far as the budget presentation. It will be done by Zoom like it was last year. They don't anticipate that the city council meetings will be in person until probably sometime in August. But as far as the date goes, I haven't heard yet. I would say probably late May, early June would be the timeframe.
Yeah, usual, yep.
Yeah, but I'll let you know when I hear of the date.
Monthly traffic statistics. Chief Canfield.
I think I hit the highlights on the traffic statistics, unless you had any questions.
All right, moving on to monthly fleet report. Chief Canfield.
So last month, there was a question as far as the cost of the vehicles, and I have an explanation for that. Apparently, in the Excel spreadsheet, the formulas were off one line, so that's why the cost for the vehicle maintenance was so high. It was inaccurate, and that's since been corrected, so it should look a little bit better at this point.
Okay. Questions? All right. Correspondence to and from the department. Chief Canfield.
We had a nice thank you letter for a welfare check that we did. And then we had another nice thank you for an assistance with a medical issue.
Those are always nice to see.
Yeah, very nice.
Chief's report. Chief Canfield.
So overdose calls are down significantly. Year-to-date, we've had a total of 17 overdose calls. In comparison, last year for the entire year, we had a total of 78 overdoses. And so far, year-to-date, we've had no overdose deaths. So that's certainly good. The downside of that is that we're seeing a lot more meth use. So typically with the usage of meth, we don't see the overdoses, but it does create, rises in violence and staying up all night type of behavior. So we're certainly experiencing that at some of the 24-hour convenience stores. The nighttime traffic is pretty incredible. So that's one of the goals, and the detectives that are going to be out there at night enforcing some of that stuff is targeting those locations where people may visit at night. So. The department has completed training in verbal de-escalation techniques, as well as surviving verbal conflict and confronting bias in law enforcement. So I must say that as an accredited police agency, we've been doing this stuff for a long period of time. The Law Enforcement Accountability Commission that was created by Governor Sununu instituting these guidelines for New Hampshire police departments as a result of that commission. Ultimately, out of what happened in Minneapolis, as an accredited department, we've been doing this training all along. So it does speak very highly of CALEA and accreditation. And for us, it was a simple, we went through the training again, and we took our training and submitted it to the academy for certification, and we were done with that. So certainly something to be proud of, being accredited. As far as COVID goes, the city met last week, some city leadership met last week regarding COVID precautions in city buildings. One of the things that came out of that was that there was a decision made to continue wearing masks when inside of city buildings and moving about, except when employees are at their individual workstations. So us as a department will continue to comply with that. However, we have changed the traffic pattern. If you've been in the PD, the traffic pattern going upstairs was one way, going up the main stairs and down the other set of stairs. So we changed that, and we got rid of the temperature check station, so the employees don't have to take their temperature anymore. But we'll continue to comply with the mask usage and continue to keep the community room closed for a little bit of time anyway and see how things progress. So certainly trying to change and loosen things up as we can. And then for the springtime, we're gonna be making a concerted effort to conduct some more extra patrols, whether it be bicycles or on foot, of certain areas, the WOW Trail in the downtown area. So you'll see an increased presence there, as well as some traffic enforcement, some targeted traffic enforcement of different areas. So we're gonna try to hit that hard and kind of set a tone before the beginning of the summer goes.
When the theater, when they finish the theater and everything else, and crowds start coming in, you probably will have to increase that quite a bit, won't you?
You know, I think so. I don't think there's gonna be any issues with the crowd that attends the theater per se. But certainly we will look to increase presence in the downtown area, for sure.
I noticed a couple of days ago that there were cruisers working South Main Street. Came out of Al Young's place, and there's a cruiser up that way, and there's a cruiser down this way, both blink, both lights going, so that was good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, we've got some younger officers who are pretty motivated, so it's good for a lot of aspects.
See a lot more of that out on North Main Street.
We do.
Yeah.
There's a lot out there.
And that's all I have.
Old business.
Can I just ask one question? The Dolan Consulting Group that is mentioned here, are they affiliated with, are they just an independent contractor, consultant?
Yeah, he's a police liability legal attorney.
Okay.
So him and actually his son both conduct training.
Where are they based out of? Are they-
I'm not sure. Do you know where they are?
I was just
I
curious.
don't, sorry.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head.
I can tell you.
What's that?
I can tell you. Was it Dolan Consulting Group out of Raleigh, North Carolina? That's not it, right?
I don't think so.
See if there's one in New Hampshire.
I don't think it's out in New Hampshire, no. Nope, that's not it. We'll get you an answer.
That's all right, yeah, just curious, but.
Well, nothing under old business.
No, sir.
Okay, new business.
Nothing?
Other business.
Nothing?
Citizen comments. Moving on. Confirmation of the next meeting date, May 19th. Any conflicts or any? All right, we'll proceed with May 19th.
I think it should be good.
Do we have a need for non-public?
We do not.
Do I hear a motion to?
I make a
adjourn?
motion, we adjourn.
There's a motion to adjourn, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On the motion made by Commissioner Mello, seconded by Commissioner Davis, passes unanimously. Meeting was adjourned at 3:25. Both commissioners are aware of the